How does Nike manage to sign a breakout star like Caitlyn Clark to a massive deal, only to seemingly ignore her? That's the million-dollar question.
Nike struck absolute gold when they signed Caitlyn Clark to an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal. So why in the world are they ignoring
Caitlyn Clark, one of the brightest stars in basketball, signed an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal with Nike, a deal that was supposed to catapult her into the spotlight.
And with that, Nike has not done one thing to promote her. We have not seen any commercials, we have not seen any ads, we have not seen any Caitlyn Clark merchandise.
Yet despite this landmark contract, Nike has been surprisingly quiet. No ads, no commercials, no merchandise, and absolutely no Caitlyn Clark signature shoes.
For sure as hell, have not seen any Caitlyn Clark signature shoes.
It's left fans and analysts alike scratching their heads, especially with Adidas seemingly lurking in the shadows, ready to swoop in. Is Nike genuinely invested in Clark, or is it just reacting to Adidas' interest? Here at Sport Pulse, we're diving deep into this puzzling relationship between Nike and Caitlyn Clark.
It's like, wow, Caitlyn Clark comes out of Iowa, and I started saying, after her junior year in college,
With Clark's rapid ascent in the sports world, the silence from Nike has become increasingly confusing, if not outright frustrating. This isn't just about one player's endorsement deal.
and she's the biggest star in college sports. And then, after what she did at Iowa her senior year, I started saying, hey, I think she's going to be the biggest star in sports.
It's about the way major brands are engaging with women's sports. For Clark, a player who arguably has the potential to become one of the biggest names in all of basketball, it feels like she's not getting the support from Nike that she deserves. So, why is this happening? Nike's missed opportunity.
And we've never seen this. This is a woman in America that is going to dwarf the men.
When Nike signed Clark, it was as though they struck gold. She's an explosive talent, having taken the NCAA by storm and now dominating in the WNBA.
In terms of popularity and influence, driving, we haven't seen this since.
She led the league's rookies in points, assists, steals, and minutes played. She even made WNBA history by recording a triple-double in her rookie season, a feat no other rookie has achieved.
The WNBA's never had anything. Nothing. Sheryl Miller couldn't really move the needle. Candace Parker couldn't really move the needle. Now they have this one.
Fans flocked to her games with record-breaking viewership numbers. In an industry that struggles with viewership and engagement, Clark is a needle mover. Yet Nike seems to have missed the memo. Think back to Nike's handling of LeBron James.
She's made the WNBA relevant, and I'm like, why isn't she being promoted?
The moment he entered the league, Nike had a signature shoe ready, with commercials and full-scale promotional campaigns showcasing him as the face of their brand. But for Clark, not a single commercial, no promotional material, and no sight of her signature shoe.
How did Nike get her at such a reasonable, wasn't it at 22 or 32?
$28 million.
$28 million over 8 years. Like,
this lack of attention is baffling for a player who's shaping up to be one of the biggest names in sports. Nike certainly knows how to market women's basketball. Look at A'ja Wilson, who has her own shoe and appears in numerous advertisements. But Clark? Nothing. Some might say it's a case of Nike failing to recognize Clark's potential. Others speculate there's something more deliberate at play here. Is Adidas a threat to Nike's hold on Clark? While Nike stayed silent, Adidas appeared ready to act. Rumor has it they're willing to offer Clark a significant endorsement deal, one that could put her in a league of her own. According to industry insiders, Adidas is preparing to make Clark a $30 million offer, a significant leap from Nike's deal. This isn't just about money. Adidas is strategizing wisely. They've enlisted legendary athletes like Billie Jean King to publicly endorse Clark, positioning her as a central figure in their push to promote women's sports. It's as if Adidas saw a golden opportunity, while Nike was asleep at the wheel. Adidas seems to understand that Clark isn't just a standout player. She's a cultural force who's transforming the way people view women's basketball. She's not merely an athlete, she's a phenomenon. Her presence is a game changer, drawing attention to the WNBA and attracting fans in droves. For Adidas, aligning with Clark represents more than selling shoes. It's a statement of their commitment to the future of women's sports. The Caitlyn Clark effect. What's astonishing is how much Clark has already accomplished in terms of elevating the WNBA's visibility. WNBA viewership has spiked, attendance has surged, and games featuring Clark are consistently hitting over 1 million viewers on average. This isn't just buzz, it's a seismic shift in the sports landscape. The Caitlyn Clark effect is real, and Adidas has tapped into it. They recognize that Clark is more than an athlete. She's a brand and an icon in the making. It's as if they stumbled upon a treasure that Nike forgot was even there. Adidas's interest seems to have jolted Nike into action. Recently, Nike finally put up a massive banner of Clark at the Indiana Fever Arena, a dramatic display of recognition that felt long overdue. But is this a genuine apology, or simply a reaction to Adidas's presence? With the timing so closely following Adidas's overtures, it raises questions about Nike's motivations. Have they just remembered that they have a significant investment in Clark, or are they simply trying to keep her from switching sides? Delayed recognition. Too little, too late. This sudden display by Nike is raising eyebrows. It's as if they just now realize they have a $28 million contract with one of the biggest names in sports. But for Clark's fans, who have been clamoring for her recognition all season, this feels like a delayed and somewhat hollow response. After all, where was this support when she was setting records and making history on the court? Why wasn't Nike there from day one, standing behind Clark as they did with their past icons? Nike's reluctance to promote Clark right from the start has left many fans disillusioned. They see Clark breaking records, putting up unprecedented numbers, and drawing fans to the WNBA, yet Nike seemed to overlook her contributions. Critics have pointed out that this delayed recognition seems to stem not from genuine support, but from a need to save face in light of Adidas's actions. Adidas, a strategic vision for Clark's future. Adidas' approach to Clark feels far more intentional. They aren't merely throwing money at her. They're making her an integral part of their brand. Billie Jean King's endorsement of Clark is more than just a celebrity nod. It's a symbol of Adidas' commitment to the advancement of women's sports. Adidas appears ready to position Clark as a central figure in their roster, a move that could shift the landscape of sports endorsements. For Clark, this endorsement from Adidas could mark the beginning of a powerful partnership. Adidas sees her potential to drive sales and inspire a new generation of basketball fans. They're recognizing what Nike seems to have missed, that Clark's star power isn't just a fleeting trend, but a foundational shift in the world of women's sports. The broader issue: brand commitment to women's sports. The Caitlyn Clark situation isn't an isolated case. It points to a larger issue with how major brands engage with women's sports. Are companies like Nike genuinely invested, or do they only show interest when it's convenient? This half-hearted support, delayed recognition, and sporadic promotion often leave female athletes feeling undervalued.